Hello student, Hemant is here again. So in last class we discussed about the force and its causes. So today we are going to discuss about the magnitude of force and the direction. Okay, it is really very important part and do concentrate on the video. Okay, so the measurement of the strength. See, first we have to discuss what is the magnitude of the force. Okay, what is the magnitude of force? So the measurement of the strength and the amount of force is called as the magnitude of force. Okay, it's called as magnitude of force. Is it? Okay. So when two or more force acting on the same object, okay, when two or more forces on the same object can be applied in the same direction or from the opposite direction. Okay, suppose here we have any object, this is the object. Okay, and if we are applying the force from the two possible direction, maybe from the same direction, like means the magnitude of the force we are applying on the object in the same direction, okay, or from the opposite direction means from in this direction and from in this direction. So this force is applied by the two object on the by two person on the same object is in the same direction, but in second condition, the force is applied on the object. One is in this possible direction and another in opposite direction. Okay. Then on that basis, we will have to understand like what will be the cause of force if we are applying from the same side. Okay. So first condition here we have. Okay. What is the first condition? When two or more forces are applied over an object in the same direction, as we can see in the diagram, these are the two persons applying force on the same object in the same direction. Okay, here we have the object, the first object or the single object, and these two both the person they are applying force. So I'm just writing here the force 1 applied by the first person and the force 2 applied by the second person. Okay, so these two forces are applied on the object in the same direction. Okay, that particular time the displacement will take place or the movement or the velocity will be the higher. Okay, so let's discuss from here. When when two or more forces are applied in the same direction, then the total or net force is the addition of the magnitude of the both force. That means the total force will be what? So the total force will be F. Total force will be F equals to F1 plus F2. Okay. So the resultant force is equals to the sum of both the force applied by the two persons on the same object. Okay, when their force is going to end when the force is applied in the same direction, then for example, let me go to the example first. When two persons push the box in the same direction, as we can see in the diagram, with the magnitude of the force of each will be 2n. Suppose the 2n means n means what? It is the Newton. Okay, it is Newton, and Newton is the unit of force beta, and we are representing it as N. Okay, suppose one person applying force of 2 Newton and other force is applying force of 2 Newton. So the resultant force will be what? So 2N plus 2N equals to 4 Newton. Means if the force is applied by two persons or two forces applied in the same direction, then their net force is equals to the sum of force applied by both the person. Okay, so the resultant force will be what? It is of 4 Newton. Okay, everyone. So this is the first condition when the force is applied on the same direction. Okay, now we will discuss about when the force is applied on the opposite direction then. Okay, So I want everyone have to take a screenshot for that first. Then we are going to move further. Take a screenshot. So now we are going to discuss about the second condition. Okay. Second condition says when two object, when two object, or we can say the two force. Okay. When two forces are applied on the same object, then what will happen? But the direction will be the difference. Okay. The direction is different. So let's discuss from here. Okay. So when two forces are applied over an object in or from the opposite direction, means the second condition that we have already discussed. Okay. So when two forces are applied over an object from the opposite direction, the total effective force or the net force is the difference of the magnitude of the two forces. Suppose here we have one object. Okay. Here we have one object. Okay. Suppose this is an object. Let me change the color of the ink. Okay. So, okay. So if one force is applied from this direction and other force is applied from this direction, okay, so this the force applied on the same object but from the opposite direction. Okay, so what will be the resultant force? Okay, this is an object. If we are applying force, suppose I am applying one side force is of 4 Newton and from other side of the 10 Newton. So what will be the resultant force? The resultant force will be the difference between two objects, different force between object that we are applying on it. So suppose here we have 10 Newton and 4 Newton. So the difference will be what? It is of 6 Newton. So the resultant force applied on an object is 6 Newton. Okay. So likewise, if suppose we have the force in the object and if we are applying the force from the opposite direction, then the resultant force will be the difference of magnitude of both the forces. Okay. Now we have to go through the example for that. Okay. So here we have the example. Example says when two person push the box from the opposite direction, okay, with the magnitude of forces of each is 2 Newton. Okay, if suppose both the person they are applying same force on that particular object, so the resultant force will be what? 2 Newton minus 2 Newton equals to 0. 2 Newton plus 2 or minus 2 Newton equals to 0. That means no force is applied on an object. Okay. Yeah. But suppose if the magnitude of both the force applied from the opposite direction are different, then we had to subtract the smaller number or smaller unit from the large unit. Okay. So now we are going to discuss the second condition. If one person is applying force of 6 Newton or 6 unit in one direction and another person is applying a force of 8 Newton from opposite direction, then the resultant force will be what? The resultant force will be we had to subtract smaller number from the large one. So 8 Newton minus 6 Newton. So the resultant force will be what? It is of 2 Newton. Okay. So as we can see here, if the force is applied from both the side or to opposite side, then the resultant force will be the difference between the applying force. Okay, and we had to subtract the smaller number from the large number. So what will be the answer we will get? That will be the resultant or net force applied on an object. Okay, so in the direction of the higher magnitude force, in this case the force act on the direction of the higher magnitude of the force. Okay, so if the person is applying more force than other, then the total resulting force applied by that person, which is suppose here we have, let me change the color. Okay, suppose this person is applying the force of 10 Newton, or as per the example, we am just taking 8 Newton. Okay, in this direction, and this person is applying force of 6 Newton from this direction. So that person have magnitude more as compared to other. So the difference will be of both the forces will be 2 Newton. So 2 Newton of resulting force is applied from this direction. From which direction? On that particular direction where more force is applied. Net force is applied on that particular direction only. Okay. So the net force applied on that object will be of 2 Newton and in this side. Okay. So this is all about the magnitude of the force. Okay, everyone. So I want everyone had to take a screenshot for that, and you have to write it down all in your notebook. Okay. So these slides are really very important. That's why I'm asking every time you have to write on your notebook. Okay. And after like completion of this video, if you are getting any difficulty, then do repeat the video once, or we will discuss in our Friday's live classes. Okay, everyone. So bye bye for now. And one more thing, if you are like getting the video properly, say do comment on the video and like the video. Okay. And if you're not subscribed the channel yet, you can subscribe so that you will get proper timely notification for all the videos that I am going to upload. Okay. So bye bye. We will meet in next class. Beta.